Most of us don't need a new plan. We need to just stop dragging forward with us things from the past. Got to let it go so that we can move forward to all the amazing things that are ahead. Hi, my name is Steve Kidd. I am a third generation minister, international best-selling author of 40 books and counting. Over the course of the last 40 years as a marketing expert, I've worked with doctors, lawyers, nurses, multi-billionaires, but maybe even more exciting and definitely just as interesting is the stay-at-home moms, the brand new startup companies, the people who knew they wanted to do something, but maybe didn't even totally know what it was. Those were just as rewarding, totally as fulfilling, and in many cases were, more challenging even to be able to do. I've had the advantage, the privilege really, of helping nearly or probably at this point more than 5,000 people become best-selling authors. We have 100% success doing that. But bestseller is only the beginning. Bestseller is a day one launch strategy. It's where we start with our messaging, not where it ends, not even where it culminates. It's just a launch. The question becomes, what are we going to do then? And so often we find ourselves taking the old tapes, the old message, everything from the past, and we continue carrying it with us. I bring this up because we're nearing the end of 2025. I know, shocking that this whole year is already over. We're going to be heading into 2026. There's something magical that happens, when that clock strikes midnight. It really doesn't, but it feels that way, okay? And whatever works emotionally is what we need to do, right? Um, you know, Out with the old, in with the new. 2025 is over and 2026 is going to begin. I've got some fun things that I'm planning on, talking about and sharing, and we're going to go a little different direction on January 1st because it's my birthday, and I want to just share with you some stories from my life and my past, and the literally lifetime. And I was articulating this to somebody and said, "Oh, you got to share that." Hey, Bailey, glad to have you here with us. And so we're going to do that on January 1st. But right now, I want to look at ending off 2025. There's that whole thing of Brittany, glad to have you here with us. There's that whole concept of, end the year strong. What are you going to do? Setting yourself up for success for next year, all those kind of things. And what I really want to just encourage you to do is to take everything from a second ago. Finn, glad to have you here with us. Everything from even as much as a second ago and let it go. I'm not saying that, you shouldn't applaud yourself over your successes and your victories, that you shouldn't have learned the lessons from your struggles and your failures. But I'm saying that as far as our movement goes, we need to move forward. All too often, because life's going to go forward regardless, even when we try to stop it, we don't really stop. What ends up happening, and I found this a lot when I was working, counseling people in different addictions, and it didn't really matter. I mean, you don't have to talk about drugs and alcohol. We all can get addicted to things. For myself, it was food. For other people, it might be TV, blah, 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 all those kind of things. And one of the things that became really clear in that was a lot of times we reach for that addiction to try to pause the forward movement of our life. And what we end up discovering the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year, the next decade, is that life didn't pause. It just kept moving, and we didn't do anything with the movement. It's like driving down the road in a car and only completely looking at the rearview mirror. I'm not talking about glancing up and seeing what's behind you. I'm talking about, watching. Just only watching the past, only looking at the past. Matthew, glad to have you here with us. And what I can imagine you would guess is going to happen. You're going to crash into things. And the worst part about that when we talk about it in life is that we crash into things, we do damage to ourselves and to others. And we don't even know it because we're so focused on what was behind us. And so as we move through these last few days of this year, rather than spending today at least hyping you up on, all the all the possibilities and all the things that are going to happen, all the magical wonder of January 1st and it now being 2026, what I want to do is I want to help you sever the cord. I want you to take a great big pair of hedge clippers and go chop. Yeah, big manual pair, right? And just chop off the past, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, I'm not saying, because here's the thing. Let me put this a different way. You are who you are, and everything that the past has brought you to the point of, the good, the bad, and the ugly, it's there, okay? But we don't need the anchor, the chain, the tether, all of those things that hold us to the past. We need to let those go. We need to allow everything, the good, the bad. William, glad to have you here with us. The ugly, the things that we wish weren't, all of those kind of things. We need to have those. How do I put that? We need to allow those to be let go. We need to allow ourselves to be whomever we are, right where we are right now, and then move forward. And the only way that we can do that is by, number one, stop looking backward, because where you look is where you're headed. Even though you can't get to the past, that's where you want to head to. It would be great to still be 19 or 20 years old. Sort of. Because there's also a lot of wisdom and experience and success that I've also had that I would have to trade if I was still 20. To have that youthful belief and energy and all those kind of things, sure. And there's some things you can do health-wise that can allow you to do that. But you need to live at whatever age you are, 20, 25, 35, 55. Like me, turning 59 here in just a couple of days. You have to allow yourself to let that past be what it is, the past. As my good friend Ernie Villanueva always said, yesterday is a canceled check. You see, you can't, and a lot of us don't use checks anymore, and it's kind of an antiquated concept, but if you've ever written a check, these days you would go online and see the canceled check. It used to be that they mailed those checks to you every month. You would get back all of your canceled checks and you would go through them one at a time through your check register and make sure, and you would balance out your checkbook. And some corporations still do those kind of things. Most of it's digital these days. But the same concept still exists. Money that's been spent is spent. It's no longer there. When the money goes out of your bank account, it's now not in your bank account. And you can't use your debit card off of money that isn't there. If you had $100 in your bank account and you went somewhere and you spent $20, you can't then go to someplace and buy something for $100 with your debit card. If you have a credit card and there's that kind of a limit, you could, but with a debit card, with actual funds that you have, you can't do that. That's so interesting, Sizzle, that you actually used to have to match all of those. Yeah, what a fun job. That probably is really a good thing that that's all automated these days, right? Although I suppose there's probably a person who has to feed them into the little machine that photocopies them and adds them online now. Money that's spent, checks that are canceled, those kind of things. That's what the past is. It's what was. See, the thing about it is both now and in your future, you can earn more money. You can do the things to put more money in that account. And so rather than focusing on the, oh my gosh, I wish I hadn't spent that money on that thing. We can wish it forever and it's not going to change anything. Or we can just simply do the thing that we could do today to put more money in that account. That's why I love being an entrepreneur. That's why my show is called Thriving Entrepreneur. Because you can take the time and you can put money back in that account. And you can change your whole life. You can do it today. You can reach out to that person like the one that just came to my mind and say, hey, now's the time to get started with that thing. And you can make that money. And then you have that money in your account. See, like I said, Ernie said, yesterday's a canceled check. He also would then go on to say, tomorrow is a promissory note. In other words, if somebody tells you, hey, I sent you a birthday card, and that birthday card's got some money in it. Hey, that's exciting. You've got a birthday card that's got cash coming in it. Yay. All right. Or it's got a gift card or whatever. Okay. But until it arrives in your mail, it's only a promise of what's to come. It's kind of like your life insurance policy. It's great to have a $1,000 or $1 million life insurance policy, but those are only good when you die. You can't really party on them. I know. All my investment people are going to start jumping on me and say, here's all the ways you can use your insurance policy today. Okay, yeah. Okay, just go with me on the basic concepts here, all right? That's tomorrow's money. You can't spend. You shouldn't spend. There are some ways that you can get yourself into massive debt. But you really can't spend tomorrow's money. As much as there are concepts of borrowing and things like that, you really can't. What you can do is maximize this day that's called today. We're headed towards that amazingly wonderful event. Last corporate job you ever had and you never wore a necktie again. Good for you. You can tell I'm really, here's my tie. The strings on my hoodie because I'm cold again today. Seriously, though, today is such a powerful day. And yes, we're headed towards January 1st, 2026. We're ending off 2025. What I want you to do today, not at midnight on the 31st, not at 12:01 a.m. on the 1st, right now, I want you to sever the ties from the past. I want you to decide who you are, what difference you're going to make. We go back to our 3 C's: clarity, consistency, connection. Who do you want to connect to? Know clearly who you're meant to serve and what you can do to help them. And then consistently do that and start now. Your book is a perfect example of that, because the book may be sitting on your desk, technically on your computer, ready and waiting to go out. Let's put it out. It may be a concept in your head. Let's get it out of your head. Judy just contacted me yesterday and was talking about, hey, what can we do to get some clients? Judy is ready. Okay, she had the baby. She's feeling good. She's looking for some people that really are ready to up-level their story and get it out there, to have somebody that will work with them on an ongoing basis. She's even at the point where she'll work with you, and meet every day if necessary. I'm not saying she's cheap, but I'm saying she's absolutely worth it. And every single person that she's ever worked with will totally, absolutely tell you that she did things for them to help them discover their voice and put it down on paper that no ghostwriter could ever do. Because a ghostwriter is going to take your stuff and write it their way. Judy's going to help you discover your stuff and help you write it your way while doing all the heavy lifting for you. So if the book isn't out, isn't done yet, isn't written at all yet, hey, let's do that. If the book is sitting on your computer, hey, let's launch it. We've made 5,000 books a bestseller. We have 100% success making your book a bestseller. Your book should launch and on day one become a bestseller. Absolutely. It should. And then what are you going to do with it? What is the marketing strategy? What are you going to do? And it doesn't matter whether you're talking fiction or nonfiction, children's book, adult books, whatever that might be. You've got to have a purpose and a plan for that. How are you going to do that? Well, that's where I come in. I've created for you a system, a process to be able to do that we can do today. We can take action right now today, not January 1st, which I might actually take part of that day off. I'm going to still go live with you. But, I may actually even celebrate me a little bit. We can do that today, though. We can start the process of whatever level of visibility. You may be Oprah famous, or you may be totally obscure and the best kept secret in your industry. It doesn't matter. You're starting where you are, and we need to start that process and continue doing the things that can be done, that we can do for you to make you visible and valuable and seen and known. I've been literally doing it my whole life. That's one of the things I'm going to talk to you about on my birthday. But today, I want you to take action. I want you to drop the word review. Drop it in a comment. Send me a DM, whatever that might be. I want to see you shine. I'm here to do that with you and for you. I'm so excited about that. So drop the word review and let's get you on the road. Start out, make your visibility, let the past go, and let today be the day that you move forward and you take action. It's impossible for you to climb up the rope. It's impossible for you to climb up the rope and rise while trying to grip a hold of the things that are down below you and are weighing you down. Got to let go of the weights and begin to climb and rise. Let's do that together today. I'm so grateful for you. Thanks for being here with me today. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how pressure doesn't create visibility at all and what it takes to do that. And I'm looking forward to do that with you. Thank you for joining me. Till we're together again next time, I hope you're happy, safe, warm, and loved. And until we're together again then, have a great week.